We were looking for what? This Battlefield information, is that right? Was it Battlefield comms? Oh, that was 2 hours ago. So Battlefield is saying open weapons versus closed weapons. Why not both? Starting at open beta, players can choose official playlists with signature weapons locked to classes or not. More to come. So they're really going to test this out. They're going to test this. They're going to test this out. That's hilarious. Because that was what I wanted to talk about. Is that I wanted to, because there's been a lot of these people that are talking about this stuff, and the one argument that I love, because I had said this last week too. I said I thought it would be interesting. It's interesting to hear all these people saying this is what the community wants. They're not listening to community, and I'm thinking, well, how do you know what the community wants? You don't have a pipeline of the direct information. Maybe we're in the minority. Maybe the minority is the people who want weapons locked. Maybe times have changed, and the majority wants open weapons. Maybe that's what they want, and maybe they're actually about to prove a point. Maybe that's what's going on. You know, old school versus the new wave of new players. Also, yeah, they're listening to the community that's playing labs. They're not listening to anybody else playing. They don't want to hear. They want to hear from the people that are participating in the Battlefield labs. That's who they want to hear from. Those are the people who are actually playing the game and giving the feedback. That's where the feedback should be coming from. So I can't give feedback. I can say that's what I would like to see, but I can't give feedback because I haven't played the game. I don't want to play the game until the game comes out anyway, because I would rather just speculate. And also, I can't play the game when I have other things that I've got to do, and we can't broadcast the game. So, it's all good. I thought that was an interesting take, but now seeing that they're willing to have an open weapons system versus a closed weapons system, they realize, like, oh, there are a lot of people who haven't played the labs yet. So why don't we just have both? We'll put both out there, and we'll see what happens. And then they'll probably show us the numbers of who chose what. So I'm curious, what do y'all think is going to do better? How many more players are going to be in the open weapons versus the closed weapons? That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens now. I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you, Will, for bringing that to my attention, because that's going to be hilarious. Because like I said, there's a lot of creators out there who are for having weapons locked. I don't think that it's a make or break thing. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, if it's a good game, no one's going to care. Right now, 5.1 thousand likes. We got people saying, thank you, good choice. Yeah, but do you realize what they're doing? I don't think people realize what they're doing. I think that they're willing to go ahead and go, okay, you guys think you know what everybody wants? Sure, okay, we'll let you find out. We'll let you find out the hard way. Okay. Like, that's how confident I think that they are. Thanks for listening to Players. Let's see how it goes. Again, I don't think... I think that they're listening to the Battlefield Lab players, and then they heard all the crap from people that have not been playing Battlefield Labs, and they're like thinking, okay, sure, let's just go ahead. Yeah, there you go. That's probably the smartest thing I've seen so far, letting the data decide, perhaps. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want people thinking that this is how it's going to go for the entire thing. Like, this isn't going to be the entire game. I guarantee you it's going to be one or the other. It is not going to be both. They're not going to fracture the community. I don't know why they would do that. But I think people are excited because they're at least giving it a shot. You know, they're seeing what's going to happen. I know that the people that I'm playing with, what they're going to choose. I know that Will is going to choose the open. I know that Map is going to choose the open. So what happens when I want to jump in and play? Y'all going to have to bend a little bit for me, and then I'll bend a little bit for you? Are y'all going to be able to, you're going to jump over and play with me so that I can play with you guys and so I can see what it's like to have the closed? Or are you guys going to fold your arms and say, nope, I ain't going over there. I'm not going to give them the data. You know, I'm curious. Finally, you guys woke up. No, I think they just finally was like, okay, we'll show you what we already know. That's what I feel like is happening. We're going to show you what we already know. Whoever on the inside determined this, I owe you a beer after the next opportunity. That there's nothing wrong with change, and that change is inevitable. It's going to happen no matter what. Change will always happen. And it's those who are willing to try to see and understand how the change is working, and if they adapt to the change, will they continue on? That's just normal life, That's just how things are. DICE, the makers of Battlefield, are like your favorite sports team. They're not always the same. Some people, like the quarterback, stick around for a while. Anywhere between 3 to 14 years. You never know. So you could have somebody on your team for a decade. You could have somebody on your team for just a handful of years. You always have a head coach. You always have something. You always have the general manager. And that's kind of what you have at DICE. You always have some sort of heads or leads or something that's kind of navigating everything. And those have all changed. Things have changed at DICE. They don't want to keep making the same things or doing the same things that their previous people did. They want to do their own thing. They're looking and saying, hey, we noticed that there was this. Maybe there was some sort of information that they're getting and they're seeing and they're thinking, okay, maybe this will work. My biggest complaint, my biggest argument about this whole thing, whether they were going to have weapons closed or not, and again, my own personal preference was to keep it closed. That's what I wanted. This is how the game should be played. And if you eliminate that, you take away some of the intelligence of the game. To me, it dumbs down the game. I was just really wanted to make damn sure they were not doing this because of a battle royale mode. That's it. And now, once they have said this, how about open or closed? That makes me feel so much better, because now that makes me realize, okay, this is strictly just them looking at the information that they're seeing. What I'm not taking into consideration is that people just it doesn't dumb it down. The classes itself, the gadgets is what helps that determination. That's just how players want to come in, because they don't have time for that. They don't have time to sit there and try to figure things out. They don't have time to worry about friends. They just want to get in and play, and maybe that's what that shows them. All right, well, that's all that I wanted to talk about. I wasn't really going to get into it, but when Will told me that they had a version for both the closed and open, I had to talk about it. So there you go.